In this lesson, I will work with a variable radius, which is an advanced fillet type, and you can use this advanced type of radius in your consumable item. If you design any complex shape, which will be any complex plastic product, then you may use this type of variable radius. Normally in the machine part design, normally you do not need to use this type of variable radius. You can get the variable fillet from this activating the fillet option. The second option is variable size. After activating this thing, first I have to select the edge. When I select this edge, I have to mention the variable radius. But when I select this edge, you can see there are 2 points here. One is V1, vertex 1, vertex 2. From here, this is vertex 1, vertex 2. That means for the vertex 1, I have to put one dimension. This is 10 millimeter. If I put 10 millimeter, and for the vertex 2, if I put 5 millimeter, this is the variable radius you can get. If I increase this from 10 to 30, you can get the difference. And if I go to the bottom, there is another option, that is smooth transition. If I see from this view, you can see this is the smooth transition curve. If I select the straight curve, this will be straight. From this point to this point, this will be straight. This will depend on your choice, on your requirement, which type do you want. So for this example, I am choosing a smooth transition. And there are some other point. You can see from here there are 3 other points. You can control this radius from also these 3 points, and you can also increase or decrease this point from here. This is 3 now. If I increase this, you can see this is 4 point now. I can reduce to 2 point, and I can add more radius in this point. Suppose if I want to put one more radius in this point, I have to just click here and I have to assign the radius for this point. I will select this point and I will put 10 millimeter for this point. I put a 10 millimeter for this point. Here from the graphic window you can see, and the 50% means this point is in the middle position of this line. That's why it shows it's 50%. This is, if I select this point, you can see this is 75%. From this point, this is 75% of the total line. That's why it's 75%. Now, if you want to put the radius from the graphic window, you can also do that thing. If I select this unassigned point, and if I put 10 here, you can also assign this from here. Then if I press OK, so by this way you can make this complex type of variable fillet. Before I make another complex type of variable fillet, I am making a simple constant fillet. Now I will make another variable type of fillet. First I will select this edge. When I select this edge, you can see this is showing the preview that this, if I apply the variable radius for V1 point, for V2 point, if I put 5 millimeter, if I want to press OK, you can see it's not working, because in the last variable radius I already put it in this point 5. So definitely in this point I must have to put 5. If I put 5, you can see I am getting the full preview. But the problem is I can control only on this edge. I can put the radius between this point or on this point, but I don't have any control on this point. If I want to get control on this point, I have to select all these edges as well. I selected this edge, so I have also control on this edge. I can assign the radius from here. If I want to get control on this edge, on this side, I have to select this edge, then I will get the control. So by this way you can make the complex type of variable radius. When I try to check this thing, you can see it is showing I have to specify all the radius for all point.